What's up? It's your boy A-Rock with the Cradle 4.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Miss D.
This your boy, Mr. FYL.
I'm trying to see why y'all ain't pull up on that Patreon. Look, you want exclusive behind-the-scene footage? You want to see episodes that ain't air out because we got out on it? Psh, you in the right spot. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button on the YouTube channel. Follow your girl, Miss D, and the rest of the crew on the Crew 804.
Or fuck your feelings.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy A-Rock with the Cradle 4, and we here at Charge Up Fest at the Impact Awards. I think Noah about to get an award today, you know what I'm saying, for all the impact that he been doing out here in the city, here in Richmond. And y'all go take a look with us, man. We're going to be doing some interviews too, so tap in with us, hit that subscribe button, and we got more coming.
Accolades from, institutions and other things in the city, nationally. But it really means a lot when it comes from the community, you know what I'm saying? Like, and me and Noah go way back. I think me and Noah's first job was at the same place, Cinnabon and Willow Lawn back in the early 90s, y'all don't even know. But and I remember, like, Noah used to be at the cash register writing his rhymes. I swear to God, he was writing his rhymes in the notebook. He's like 14, 15 years old. Scared. But like whenever anyone or institution congratulates me or rewards me, I'm just always thinking about so many people whose shoulders that I'm standing on top of, whether they be our ancestors or, elders that are still here with us, or even the community members that people really don't get to hear about, that are lifting me up and support me, giving me moral support, physical support, material support, and everything. So, I'm accepting this award on behalf of everybody, on behalf of the community, what we're doing out here to help our people in the city of Richmond.
Wow, it feels so good to be recognized. A lot of times I do this to help people. I come from a family, my father is a Baptist minister, grew up in Church Hill, and my entire life has been about service and finding ways where we can be impactful, make a difference in my community. And this opportunity came where I could connect and help people, and I did not realize how impactful the bus is. Now, I have relied on public transportation. Anybody relied on public transportation before? Had no other alternative. That has been me. And so I am so thankful that for this award and to be recognized by my peers. This award is visionary. I do have a vision for my city where people don't have to have a car. You can save that money. You can put more money into your groceries. You can put more money into your rent. You can hop on a bus and it can be 10 to 15 minutes before it comes. You don't have to wait in the rain, in the snow. You can be covered. You can have a dignified place to wait on the bus because you're going to work, taking care of your family, but also keeping the bus free. That has been the heart of the work. That has been something that I believe in. And I have a vision for this city that is going to be free forever. So that's what we're working on. I need your help. Thank you so much for allowing me to have this award. And thank you. I appreciate you.
I just want to thank y'all so much for this award. I'm not originally from Richmond, Virginia, but y'all have adopted me, and I really do feel like one of Richmond's own, and so I really appreciate y'all. I'm born in the Bay Area. I'm from San Francisco. I'm raised in Oakland, California. School, reduced lunch, all that stuff, natural food, and taking the bus to school. And I've always had public service at the front of mind. I can vividly remember riding the bus with my grandmother as a kid who just passed away last week. God bless her soul, but she's in a great place. My grandmother drove the bus for 30 years, SFMTA, and you used to have a lot of problems on the city bus. I don't know if many people took city bus or take city bus, but it can be a very colorful environment. But only when you're covered by God do you have your bus line never have a problem in 30 years. That was my grandmother's bus line. So I remember riding with her, and I remember always helping people get onto the bus who were ADA and stuff like that. That transferred over into me also wanting to help at the homeless shelter. I started volunteering at the homeless shelter due to had to do some, what do they call that, community service. They'll probably know why I didn't do community. I did community service one time at the homeless shelter, Live Memorial. The store returns to San Francisco, California, right on Ellis. And then I would go back every year. When I went to Hampton University, I'd go back and I'd volunteer. I've always had public service in mind, and then I got into politics. Politics was how I decided to give back and to help. I studied political science, and so I worked on a bunch of campaigns. I worked every single level of government you can imagine, and I've always had my people and the people at the front of mind while doing my work. And I'll give y'all one example of something that I thought was really cool. I used to get suspended a lot as a kid because they said I had ADD. Now it's ADHD. And so they would take you out of class or put you in alternative class. Basically, they would punish kids who needed more school by taking them away from school. How about that for a punishment, right? So in Virginia, I found out that they were punishing children no older than my little nephew over there by suspending them for long-term suspensions. Y'all ever heard of long-term suspensions? How long? Long-term suspension used to be 364 days. They could take you out of school. For doing what? Kicking a trash can. That's unacceptable. Of course, you can already imagine what that reflected and who that looked like. African-American boys and girls in the inner cities, and also impoverished kids in rural communities. A lot of people don't know, rural communities and inner city communities have the same exact struggle. Nonetheless, though, me and Delegate Jeff Warren worked to actually outlaw that practice, and now we're proud to say that I don't think you can be suspended anything more than a month from school, which I still think is too long. But like I said, I feel like I was put on this earth to help in any way I can, anytime I can, in every way I can. So thank y'all so much for this award. I appreciate y'all.
What? Look at this shit.
$100.
Yeah, I did gave him $100 last time.
Yo, what y'all looking at?
Man, we looking at this cash drop.
I could have got that.
Yeah, it's like a real life treasure hunt. Like, they dropping money, you know what I'm saying? Like, cash drop Virginia. And basically, you know, you gotta find the location of where the money been dropped at.
Word?
Hell yeah.
I gotta tap in.
Oh, 3 of them.
Definitely better tap in, because it look like somebody got some big thing. They got that money on.
Yeah, I'm tapping in. I'm
Tap
tapping in.
into that joint, yep. Cash drop Virginia.
How's everybody doing? First, I'd like to give my grace and honor to Allah, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. My mother, that's right here. Charlie Duckshats, you know, what everybody's doing, all the other honorees that came before me, that's going to get awards tonight, thank y'all, the community. I wanted my team to be here. This is not even a fraction of it. This award I accept on behalf of all of y'all. I know a lot of people see my face, a lot of people know I do a lot of great work, but I'm telling y'all, it cannot happen without none of the people that's on my team. So if you are here, you're part of 50/50, if you sent a donation, you shared a flyer, you volunteered to the executive team, please stand right now and be honored. Please, everybody, from the because when you talk about, yes, community partnerships with Obama on Wednesdays, myself and the team, we partner and help collaborate and mostly so. When we talk about community, a lot of people don't know, like, I'm born and raised in Richmond, like, I'm really from Southside, like, that, like, from RVA, you know what I mean? But, and it's cool, you know, I understand it, but what happened gives me another perspective. Being from Southside, born and raised, I left and went to Germany and explored some things, went to the military. A lot of people don't know my story. My mom told me all the time, why do you tell people you do this? I'm like, Mom, that ain't what it's for. Like, but my experiences have helped me shape to what I'm doing right now. So when people see us doing the feeding in the community, like, I was a cook in the military. So when it comes to feeding, I'm like, all right, we're gonna do this because if nobody ever helps, I know I can feed 50 people. Amy Wentz, shout out to Amy Wentz, if y'all know her. She came to Community 50/50 and said we had this opportunity to feed in Blackwell, and it's 50 people bag lunches. I'm like, I was feeding 400 soldiers by myself, and I guess I can do this. But I had help. It grew from there to third Sunday feedings to now We started in 2012, but in 2021 was the first time we got our ever first grant. So a lot of them were based off community. So we talk about community help, community support. I thank the community for the support, the $5 donations, the $10 donations, the showing up and sharing. Like, I'm a firm believer in understanding that model of community. So like the people that came before got the awards, I've got a lot of institutional awards, and I'm appreciative for those. When you get awards and you're recognized by your peers and the people in your community, it means something. They know the work you put in. Even with the youth, I mean, it's the Youth Impact Award. A lot of people may not know of 1993, I got expelled from all Richmond public schools, right? And the reason I got expelled was for responding to an environment of what they call violence and things going on the only way I knew how. So we talk about coping skills and all this stuff, man, nobody talking about that. You know what I mean? Like, you handle whatever you need to handle, but at the same time, I also learned advocacy. Because even though I did a situation that it needed to be held accountable, the consequence that the school system was trying to hold on me at the time did not fit the crime. And we didn't know anything about school to prison pipeline and all that. The only thing I know, my father, rest his soul, he told the people, my daughter is not going to educate her.
Okay.
And I didn't go. And it was crazy, like, I was coming from elementary school, went to middle school, wrote an essay to get the Thompson. They denied me. I went to Alpine. The instant it happened at Alpine, I got expelled and went to Thompson. I'm like, why is this system kind of crazy? So at that point at 14, I understood systems and narratives and the importance of advocacy. Because my father and my mother did not stand in that room and say, my child is not good. Not to say she didn't deserve a consequence, but she's not going to be put in that environment because that environment didn't fit the crime. Or fit the action. And so unfortunately, a lot of these youth are put in situations and they don't have advocates. They don't have mothers and fathers. They don't have coaches and things. So I just feel like my experience, things I went through, it was meant to shape what I'm doing right now. And I'm just standing on the shoulders of my ancestors, people that's before, people here now, and just doing what God has asked me to do. So I appreciate the award. Thank you.
I do this for the ancestors, and I do it for the culture. I'm also not from Richmond, but Richmond loves me and I love Richmond back. I'm a Virginia girl though. If you don't know, I'm from Hampton, 757-804, originally when it was 804 first, right? A lot of people don't know that. But I played where 22 and I came out the waters to create Black culture. So when I got to Richmond in 1992, I continuously wanted to find the Black culture. My parents said we were moving to Richmond and we ended up in Hannibal. So I did what I needed to do to find Richmond. I learned Broad Street. I learned Midlothian. I learned Harrow. I learned all the streets that got me to Richmond. I was at Ivory's. I was at Lee Street. I was on Lee Street. I was on Bird Park on Sundays. I was the white cheerleader at Atlee High School that knew all the city schools. That's how y'all accepted me. I used my power of being Black and accepted at every white institution I've ever been at to make sure that I still could celebrate the Blackness and make sure I lift the voices up and bring the voices forward. He really doing for the culture, from Atlee High School to UVA to VCU to them sidelines at VCU, for all the parties. If you ever partied at VCU from 1998 until 2012, you're welcome. I made sure you knew the Black-owned restaurants. When they weren't on these lists, they were not being recognized by RVA. Richmond was still supporting them. I was still making sure that you were supporting these Black-owned businesses through, whether it be on the James River, whether it be through education, whether it be through arts, through music, through storytelling, media. Y'all work for the Richmond Times-Dispatch. I am the first Black woman to be in the position that I am there, and I didn't want to take the job. But I took the job because I stood in front of that statue of Manny Walker and of John Mitchell. And they said, you'll get in that parking lot and tell these damn stories the way they need to be told. So I do it for the culture. I do it for the ancestors. I'm gonna move a little different, y'all. Kind of. I'm telling you. I've done it. It's time to pass the torch. It's time for somebody else to do it. I'm at the tables because I built the tables. So I get to say y'all's names at these tables. So let me know what you're doing. Always tell me what you're doing so I can keep telling people and I can say your name. Thank you for this. You know, I get a lot of awards too. I've been blessed, but I'm ready to bless others through all this. And more importantly, let's get these millions. We deserve it. Let's get this Should I start? I don't believe I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Thank you.